Hello there and welcome to my guide for painting Scorpion from Marvel Zombies Clash of the Sinister Six. As you can see, the very first thing I've done is gone ahead and sprayed them. I've used some matte white spray with Colourforge. Next, I'm going to use some Moot Green to paint the bulk of his outfit. Then I'll use some Warpstone Glow to paint his gloves, his boots, and his shorts. All of this will then receive a wash with some Athonian Camo Shade. Once that wash is dried, we're going to relayer the Moot Green just to tidy things up a bit, but of course avoid all those recesses. This will be followed by the first highlight of a 50-50 mix of Moot Green and Matte White. And then followed by the same mix but at a 70-30 ratio instead. Then I'll relayer the Warpstone Glow, again avoiding the recesses. And for the highlight, it'll be a 50-50 mix of Warpstone Glow and Moot Green. Then for the lenses on his goggles, I'm going to use some Avalanche Sunset, which I'll give a quick wash with some Kasandori Yellow. After that wash has dried, I want to paint his eyes in with some Abaddon Black. I'm not going to use any other colour, but I do want to sort of reference the fact that they're there. And staying with the Abaddon Black, I'm also going to paint the rim around his visor. Then for the exposed Scorpion Stinger, I'm going to use some Iron Hand Steel, which I will wash with some Nuln Oil. Once that wash has dried, I'm going to highlight it with a 50-50 mix of Iron Hand Steel and Stormhost Silver. Then I'm going to paint the exposed zombie skin with some Rakarth Flesh. I also washed it with some Reikland Fleshlade, but for some reason I'm missing the footage of that. Once that wash has dried, I then highlighted the skin with some Flayed One Flesh, followed by a second highlight, but this time using Pallid Witch Flesh. I then picked out all his teeth very carefully using some matte white. I'm then going to use some Iron Warriors to paint the rebar. I'll then paint any concrete on the models with some Dawnstone. That does include the two bits that are sticking on the hero tail. There's also some dust being kicked up by the debris on the hero model, so I'm going to use some Rakarth Flesh to paint that. I'm then going to give the base a dry brush with some Grey Seer. And I'll paint the base with some Abaddon Black. And then I'll wash the base with some watered down Agrax Earthshade. And finally, as one of them is a zombie, I'm going to add a tiny little bit of gore to the model by using some blood for the Blood God around the mouth and around the hands. And there we are, that's the Scorpion out of the way. I have to say, it's an absolute blast painting them, even though I'm not particularly fond on painting green, because it is a really annoying colour to paint. I did still enjoy painting these guys. The bonuses as well, it only took around about 2 hours for the pair, as there's not really much into it except just all of that nice bright green. If you follow this guide, I really do hope you found it useful, and I hope you consider subscribing. And well, if you look on the channel, there's a lot more Marvel Zombies vids for you to enjoy as well, and a lot more guides that you can get your teeth sunk into. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.